Hello everyone, welcome back to Sunshine Acres. I'm Jason.
I'm Kara.
This is another episode of Flashback Friday, and this will air Christmas Eve day. So Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas. I'm so excited.
Hope you have get some time off of work or whatever you do in life and spend time with your family and the ones you love. And
Jayla's coming home.
Yep, we'll see Jayla in 2 days, and we'll have her here for at least a week.
Yep.
Before she goes back to school, so we're really looking forward to that, and we'll see some other family next week as well. So we're getting to spend a lot of time around Sunshine Acres here for the next.
We're home 11 days.
11 days. So.
Not that I'm counting.
So this is day one, right?
Yes.
So we're enjoying it. So if you're new to the channel, what we do here is we got a couple different types of videos going on right now. We're working on Sunset Cabin, a little cabin that we built from the ground up down by the creek. So we've got projects going on there. We've got several soap making videos that Miss Kara's done, and just kind of whatever we do around the property here at Sunshine Acres. So we have fun doing this. One thing we're doing now is the Flashback Friday videos. I think there's about 15 of them or so out there, and what we did is we just went back through our pictures in the phone and break it up into groups, and this is going back to May of 2015
when we first bought Sunshine Acres.
So we've been 6 years then.
6 years.
6 years. And so we just go back and grab a section of pictures and do a little commentary on it and just kind of reflect on, you know, how we got from point A to point B out here. So it's been fun, and we're into 2019 now with Flashback Friday, and the last video we did was phase one of the house behind us, construction of that. And we decided instead of going chronologically, especially in 2019, we had a bunch of big stuff going on. So we did phase one of the house. Today we're going to do pool construction, so that's why we're standing here. And yeah, for a couple days before Christmas, we're out here in short sleeves and
I'll have a coat.
well, but you got your Grinch tank top on, and gorgeous weather. But yeah, so we're going to go over pool construction. So this happened. We looked up the dates. We actually broke ground on the pool April 5th, we think, so the beginning of April. And that winter, even with house construction, everything was delayed for rain. I mean, everything was getting pushed back. So we got pushed back on the pool a little bit, but we told them, we got to be done by July 4th.
We started contracting with them up in January or early February.
Yep.
So we thought, oh, we got plenty of time. Well, maybe not quite.
So July 4th was the
target date.
The target date, and they filled the pool on July 5th.
And they did say, it's probably going to take till June, beginning of June. So we're, all right, we got a little buffer.
And
July 5.
But it's done. We really love it. So it was a lot of fun to do this, and definitely pretty intricate as far as being involved. We had phase two of the house was not being constructed yet. So it's like, how do we tie that in? Phase one of the house was under construction at the time. We were handling the pool construction ourselves. We had a contractor for the house.
We did not want to touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, the interaction between trades going on. It was kind of a little hairy time.
Yeah, we had foundations poured, so pool deck going up to a house on part of it and up to a wall into a pit on the other part. Potentially safety hazard, but nobody fell over the edge that I'm aware of.
No.
Maybe some contractors when we weren't home, but
at the end it all turned out well, and
I was amazed. It definitely was a lot of puzzle pieces to try and fit together to get it to come to fruition, but we love it. We spend so much time out here. It was well worth it.
Yep. So I'm gonna get behind the camera now and let Miss Kara walk you around some of the nuances of the pool construction. So I hope y'all enjoy.
So the first part of this whole thing was trying to figure out what we could afford and how we wanted to map this whole area out. The porch is 80 feet long, so we got a big space to work with and did not want a little tiny pool in the middle. Really wanted to have kind of a clean line, rectangular pool to match the long rectangular design of the house. So yeah, there was some back and forth. Do we get a diving board? How are we going to lay this all out? But in the end, we're rectangular 12 by 40 foot pool. Want to be able to do laps, want to be able to walk most of it, 3.5 feet on one end to 5.5 feet on the other end. So I can make it maybe about to here without going underwater. I'm 5'2". Jason can go all the way to the other end. Wanted to have my little tanning ledge. Love my chairs. I sit in those all the time. So that was kind of, first thought on the pool. We definitely wanted a travertine, not the concrete. So happy we did that. It's actually, I can't believe that it doesn't get hot like concrete. You can walk around here on a 100-degree Charlotte day and, well, Waxhaw now. But it's so nice. Expensive, but so happy we did it. Originally, it was going to fill this whole area, I don't know, to the fence and maybe even further.
I think it was basically that fence line that we see here.
But yeah, then we ran the numbers on that and about had a heart attack. So we started revamping this design. I think we were going to do garden behind that and decided, let's pull that inside the fence. And we really don't need that much, around the back. So I think that was a great decision, except for it's a lot of garden to maintain, and we need to rethink the design on that. So we're going to just not have as much dirt and things to weed. But I really like the design, how that turned out. And we had, it was an old buddy of yours, right, that did the retaining wall, honey?
Jacob Bright.
So he even posted a little video himself saying it was kind of a trickier design than things that he had done before, but super happy with how that turned out. And original plan was we were gonna have a fire pit there in that little semicircle, but decided that really wasn't big enough and was gonna be kind of tricky. And that happens to be like the last bit of sun in the afternoon and one of my favorite spots to sit in the day. So worked out great for a little lounge area, and we did our fire pits on the side. That was Jason's idea. I think that turned out super cool. So we'll take a little walk back there. You can get a better look at that. We had some leftover flagstone, did some stepping stones, and December garden not looking so hot, but we had a lot of vegetables in here in the spring, and berry bushes and flowers, and really pretty. But December it's a little dead, but we have our fire pits here. So it's nice to come out in the evenings, even in the winter we hang out by the pool. Obviously it's Christmas, we don't close the pool, so we can come out and do the hot tub, have fires, and obviously a day like today, and I think even Christmas and the day after it's be like 77, I can still lay in my lounge chairs right here next to the pool. So not closing the pool ever. Leaves can be a bit of a challenge in November. I battle the leaves. Jason makes fun of me. Leaf in the pool. There's like one leaf in the pool because I am a little bit over particular about it, but as you can see, there's no leaves in the pool right now. So you'll see a cabana bed video later, but this was actually planned in the design, and we have a little lizard on there.
Hey, buddy.
But when we were kind of figuring out how much patio we wanted to have, we knew we wanted to bring the hot tub from the townhouse, and we thought it would be really cool to build a cabana bed over here. So that's why we kind of planned to have that extra patio space on each end. So it's really kind of important to try and think as forward ahead as you can when doing the initial design. So I am super happy how that turned out. We've got lounging areas at both ends. But yeah, they came first to dig the pool, and this was pretty straightforward. We thought the whole thing was straightforward. We have designs that show 3.5 feet to 5.5 feet straight connecting the lines. Well, I came out here one day, we weren't living out here yet, and they had just dug the pool, and it literally looks like this, drop off this. Like, what the heck is that? That's not my pool. So obviously I'm freaking out. Call the pool guy. What did they do? So no problem. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. At that point, they already had rebar in too. So they had to come back, rip out the rebar.
They pulled every bit of it out. Yep.
Yep. And so then they redid it. I'm like, great. So I come back out and it was this nice, perfect, one slope all the way, consistent. And then Jason comes and it's like, honey, that looks awful deep. And
Well, I walked in there. I climbed in there. And I was like, this doesn't feel like the dimensions right.
so I'm like, okay. I'm like, nah, it's fine. But then he's like, no, you really we need to measure this. You need to check it out. So I walk in here and literally I can tell that by about here, my head's underwater. I'm like, I'm not even gonna be able to walk in my own pool. So we start pulling dimensions and like, yeah, this thing's almost a foot deep from end to end. What they end up putting in another 7-8 inches of concrete.
It was 10 inches at some point behind where you're at the end.
Because, yeah, it wasn't exactly perfect. So the pool guy came out with me, had a really good idea. He's like, these guys, they're not real exact. So we hung a string across the middle, maybe a couple places, and hung strings down with rocks on them and measured it and told them, pour the concrete till it hits the rocks. Turned out perfectly. So I thought that was a great idea he had, but it's kind of a funny story. So third time's the charm. We got the pool poured perfectly. When they do that, they do the coping. And we have red clay everywhere. And first thing I said is, that is a recipe for disaster. Oh no, it cleans off. It'll be fine.
You can see it in some of our pictures that you'll run into here. I mean, it's.
So yeah, I'm like, okay, whatever. So yeah, that's done. And yeah, after digging the pool and pouring the pool, next step was building the wall. And then they put in the rest of the travertine, which I think they did an excellent job. The guys were, out here did a great job on that. Yeah, it was a little bit tricky pouring that up to, like a no man's land, or it looked like, the Infinity Edge patio. But they made it work, and they thought about, I think Jason thought about ahead of time that, what are we going to do with these columns? We're going to have columns here, and there's no house here yet. So they went ahead and put these in and braced them back so that they could do the travertine right up to the columns and have those, you know, already set. So yeah, I thought that was a great idea, but yeah, definitely a lot of forward thinking and planning to make this come out correctly with only half of a house there. So after travertine and patio's all done, next step they do this really cool coating when they do the plaster. You have different options of things to get, and we got this pebble tech coating. So basically it's a bunch of little natural rocks that go into this plaster, and you can pick what color you want. Some people actually do like a black pool or a white pool or a sandy. So we picked this kind of aqua color, which I love, and it's weird because when they're doing it, it looks really blue, but then it looks different when they fill it. But yeah, they come in there with these little like flat metal shoes on and spread that all around. That's a pretty cool process to watch, and I would get out here and watch any of this whenever I could. And then it's fill up the pool. You know, like I said, one day late, but so we quickly found out no 4th of July party that year. But I believe it's approximately 12,000 gallons of water, so they can't fill it from the road since we have, you know, we're out in the middle of nowhere. There's no city water, so they brought 4 tanker trucks in up the driveway, and I think it's the same one went back and forth, so that was like a day-long process almost just to get the thing filled up. And it was July, so the water's cold at first, but it doesn't take too long to warm up. It's kind of cooking in the truck on the way over, so you'll see I was in right away, super excited. It is a chlorine pool. We do have a mineral cartridge in the filtration system, which is pretty common now, and you would be surprised. It uses hardly any chlorine, and you can't even barely smell it. It's so nice. It's not like going to a hotel pool. But a lot of people ask, why didn't you do a saltwater pool? You know, it's so much better for you, but I don't even smell the chlorine. I'm glad we didn't. The saltwater ones are harder to maintain, eat plaster, and can kill your plants. So that's why we did a chlorine pool, but you could probably do a whole video on that. Then, as I pretty much expected, by the time it was done, they cleaned everything off, and this here coping was orange all the way around. Our beautiful pool, we came in like right on budget. We spent a lot of money, and there's a nice little orange ring all the way around the pool. And they tried to clean it and tried to clean it and tried to clean it. It did not work. I told myself I can live with it. We lived with it for almost a year and then said, no, I can't live with it anymore. So they did. The pool company, we used Anthony Sylvan. They were really nice, and they came out and they did tear the whole thing out and gave us a whole brand new coping, free of charge. Said, yeah, that doesn't look right. The stone wasn't the best quality, and they fixed it. So very happy about that. And after the fact, I'm really happy that we did it, and just, get what you want. If you don't like it, don't settle. Get what you want. And we did. I'm very happy with the whole thing. The process was a little nail biting at times. I mean, I'm watching second part of the house go up and nails go into the pool and getting nails out with a magnet. But at the end of the day,
before leaves in the pool, you had nails in the pool.
I had nails in the pool, and remember all the styrofoam or whatever it is from the insulated panels on the roof?
Oh no, that's in phase 2 of the house.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in another video. You want to talk about upset Miss Kara?
I was not as mad as you make it seem, but yeah, it was challenging that we decided to not do the pool last, and most people do the pool last. But we were coming out here all the time and spending a lot of time out here, and I really wanted to have the pool ready before the house was done, and financially we were ready to do it, and I'm glad we did. We spend so much time out here, and we love it, and yeah. So I think that's all I have on pool construction, but thank you very much for watching, and y'all have a great day.
All right, so that'll about wrap it up for pool construction. A couple other items we didn't talk about yet was power for the pumps and everything on the pool. At the time, we weren't done with phase 1 of the house, so it was in question of whether we would have power yet for the pool. So we actually had them run it all the way back up to the barn, which we had a separate power source there. So there's a few pictures of that too. I mean, it's a little odd to have your pool powered up off your barn with a house right here, but
Otherwise, we weren't going to be able to fill the pool. So do what you got to do.
Well, you mentioned you wanted the pool before the house was done. We debated putting the pool in before we started house construction.
Period.
At all.
Yeah.
Had finances been a little different a year or two before, I could have seen you putting a pool in before we even started a house, but that's kind of how it fell. So it worked out well. It's a little challenging, but it was cool.
Another thing I forgot to mention: if you're going to put a hot tub, you have to pour concrete underneath your travertine because it will crack your travertine. So we were advised pour a concrete pad, and then you got to put plumbing underneath of it if you want to make it clean. So those were a couple other things to consider.
But everybody told you this is what you need to do. I was like, great, can you help us with the work? Can we pay you to do it? No,
go find someone to do it. So it's a different person to pour the concrete, a different person to cut a hole and do the plumbing
and the conduits
everything.
And it was
a lot of, like I said, a lot of puzzle pieces to put together to get it to work, but it did, as you can see.
anybody who's tried to do any type of home repair, get a small contractor to do, it's crazy out there. Has been for a while. So.
Yeah,
But thank you everybody for showing up for another episode of Flashback Friday. This was pool construction of 2019. Next episode, I think we're going to kind of stay out here at the pool. We're going to be showing moving the hot tub out here and construction of the cabana bed, which you've seen previously. So we're going to get into that. So other episodes for 2019, we're going to have those couple items, and then we'll get into a little bit of phase 2 of the house with timber construction, and that should be really cool. But
yeah, it started in fall.
it did.
Yep.
It did.
So a lot going on, and then eventually 2020 we moved out here, but this is still all us being weekend warriors.
Yep. Still part-time in it. It's good times though.
Yep.
Good times. But again, thanks everybody for showing up. Love having y'all here. Hope everybody has a great Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
everyone.
Christmas to everyone.
Love you.
Hope this motivates you to get out and go do something outside, be with the people you love, and just enjoy life. Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye.